You guys are on. Rolling.
Here we go.
So, how old are you?
I'm 91 years old.
Wow. So, if you're 91, you must have, that's all pretty old, so you must have been through a lot of cool stuff.
That's right, I have been.
And so, obviously the world has changed since
18 when I was born, yeah.
Since 1918. So
Yeah.
have you noticed anything big?
Anything good?
Or just anything that has really affected you?
Well, there are a lot of good things that have affected me. I have a lot of good friends that I've made, and the bad things I forget about because I can't do anything about those. But the wonderful friends I've made, I really cherish. Like you're one of them. I first met at Buena Vista, and I'll never forget you.
And well, so you have a lot of friends that are you still in contact with any of your friends from when you're like little, living in San Antonio?
Well, not really. Most of them have passed away, the ones I went to school with. But I have a nephew there and his wife, and he has 2 girls, and they have children. And in fact, one of them today, my nephew in San Antonio, it's his birthday, and I talked with him, and his 2 daughters are coming with their children, and it's really nice.
So do you have any other family, like any brothers or sisters or nephews or?
No, my brothers and sisters, I had 3 sisters. They've all passed away. And I had 3 brothers, and they've all passed away. And I'm the only one left of the siblings in our family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really sad. But do you have any, did they have any kids that are still alive? And do you have any any great, how do you say like grandfather, but your grandfather's your brother?
Like great nephews or great nieces?
Do you have any great nephews or nieces and that kind of stuff?
Yes, I do. I have one nephew who just retired, I understand, from the Bank of America, although he hasn't called to let me know. I have one nephew for whom I really feel sorry. He was hurt in the gymnasium in his high school, and he's a quadriplegic, and he's a really sad case. And then I have some nieces, great nieces and all, and they're all doing very well.
And do you, of course, when you left your family for the military and for service, when you were a kid, how did you feel then?
How did I feel? Well, I felt like I was really leaving my family, but then I was going on to do something else, and so I went to the war.
Didn't you ask Nick, if he can tell any stories from that time, from being in the war? Ask him what war it was, and was that like the world was in transition then? What was that? What was the world? Did the world change during that time? Did he change? Things like that.
So when you were in the war and fighting and stuff, did you change as a person, from that experience?
Well, probably I did, Arel. When war first started with Japan, I was in the reception center in Logan, Colorado, and war was started. I was walking guard that night, and all the news came out that we were at war with Japan. So then from there on, I went to some of the, like Marysville here, and then I sailed from down south in Los Angeles and went to India, and we docked in Bombay, which is now Mumbai.
Yeah.
And then we went up to Calcutta, and then at that time the Burma Road wasn't open yet, so we had to fly the hump into China. The hump is the most dangerous flying part of the world. And
Why is that?
Well, because of the high mountains and all that are there. And then we came to Kunming, and General Chennault had his flying tigers there. And then the Japanese were trying to get to the airport to bomb his tigers there. So, and I found that they were such bad shots that instead of running out into the hills, I would run to the airport, because they never did get to his planes there at the airport.
When you were in the war, did you have any experiences that you really remember as a good thing, or as you really remember as a bad thing? Or, yeah.
Well, I remember the good part of it is that I still have friends from there, and that I wasn't harmed. I wasn't shot or anything like that. From Kunming, I went down to Nanning, and the Japanese had just come through there, and the Japanese still had all the coast, Shanghai and Hong Kong, so I never did get to the coast. And then when the war was over, they sent us back to India, and then we came back to the United States.
How did you feel when the war was over and you knew you were going to be able to go home to your family?
Oh, that made me really happy. Really happy. And then later on, I got to meet you and all my new friends.